Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. Today I'm giving you an update on the performance of the C6 Hydro ceramic coating. This is a professional grade ceramic coating. We applied it on my own new Porsche Cayenne in April of 2024. And at the moment of filming this video, we are April of 2025. So we hit that year mark at this point. And I'm going to show you the hydrophobic properties of the coating itself. So that is basically a visual cue to see if the coating is still doing its job. So we should see hydrophobic properties, meaning the water beading, quick water sheeting, if the coating is still there, still kicking strong. So C6 Hydro, the price of this is 300 USD. It can only be applied by certified professional installers. However, if you want this performance and you want to purchase it as a DIYer, note that they have the C6 Hydro Lite. And I made a few videos with the C6 Hydro Lite on my channel, so you can check those out. This is basically almost the same coating, so they use a lot of the same technology, just some different carriers to be easier on the application for DIYers and a little less of the refined detonated nano diamonds, according to Ivan LaCroix, the owner of C6 Ceramics. And so basically he has the DIY detail lineup, right, of ceramic coatings. And if you look at the flagship, so the sister brand, the C6, he sees it basically like the Formula One version. So if Ferrari have their road cars, if they have their F1 division, well, C6 Ceramics is the F1 division of DIY detail, if you kind of want to understand where they fit in the lineup. So 300 USD for the Hydro Lite as well. Again, don't worry guys, I'll leave links to all the tools, products, and equipment in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, what I do like a lot about these coatings, and they are some of the best on the market, by the way, is they only require 1 hour of curing time, and then you can drive off in the elements, and that is it. For C6 Hydro, we're talking about a lifetime durability claim. And for C6 Hydro Lite, according to, again, Ivan LaCroix, the claims for the Hydro Lite is up to 6 years. Now, we're going to see in a real world scenario what that generates. My vehicle, so in this year, has relatively low mileage, basically 6,500 kilometers. And it went through a very harsh Canadian winter though. I do take care of it. I try to wash it at least twice weekly. And of course, I've done a lot of chemical decontamination in the year when it needs it, because ceramic coatings are not bulletproof, guys. So iron remover to remove embedded iron contamination, especially from your brake dust, rail dust, industrial fallout, all that kind of stuff, every 2 to 3 months is usually a good point. If you have hard water issues or water spots where you live, a water spot remover or an acidic shampoo can help. If you have road film accumulation, an alkaline type shampoo can help to fight that off, so on and so forth. Now, we had applied the C6 Hydro on the entire vehicle surfaces, so all the exterior pretty much. I'm waiting to change my wheel setup now. I'm going mid-April, so in a few days to my Porsche dealership to have these summer wheels installed. So these are still the summer setup. But we applied it to the plastics, to the taillights, the headlights, of course, all the trim, the windows, the glass as well, the paint, the whole 9 yards. We did then machine polish the windshield to apply the specific glass coating that was released roughly in May, if I remember correctly. So somewhere in May or early June, we polished the windshield and then we applied the dedicated glass coating, the C6 Hydro Glass. So this one here can be purchased by anyone, DIYers and professionals as well. Again, links in the description. So this has a lot of the technologies as the C6 Hydro does, but this is more specifically formulated for the glass, including different carriers. So this one you leave to cure on the windshield for 15 minutes and then you wipe it off. It cures to kind of like a haze before you wipe that off. I decided to apply 2 layers because I noticed one layer there were still a bit of wiper judder, so that wiper skipping. Glass is very porous, meaning that it has hills and valleys, so a lot of the glass coatings typically get absorbed by the windshield, so 2 layers when possible is a good thing, and it's been performing super well. Now, how is it a year later, right? So 10 to 11 months for the glass coating and a full year for the C6 Hydro on the paintwork. We're gonna have a look together. What we're going to use today for the wash is Clean by Pan the Organizer shampoo. Now this is a pH neutral once you dilute it, but it has very strong degreasing capabilities. It rinses off freely. You can use use it in direct sunlight, it doesn't matter. You can also use it in your foam cannon at a 1:10 dilution ratio. In the bucket, it's a 1:256, so half an ounce for every gallon of water. So basically in your traditional 5-gallon bucket, if you have 4 gallons of water, you'd use 2 ounces of this, or 60 milliliters of product for 15 liters of water. It dilutes very easily. It's on the thinner side, so easy to dilute. And yeah, it just gives a tremendous cleaning power, leaves no residue behind, rinses freely, and there's no gloss enhancers or additives or anything like that. This is just a pure shampoo, very strong degreasing capability, so perfect for maintenance of an unprotected car or a car that has a wax, a sealant, or even a ceramic coating. This is safe on all your paint protections. So this is what we're going to use. Now let's jump right into the demo so we can have a look. We're going to have a look at a flat surface, so the hood. We're going to have a look at the windshield for the hydrophobics. We're going to have a look at a vertical panel, which is going to be the driver's side door. So we're going to have a look at the hydrophobic properties basically to see how the coating is doing. We're first going to spray on a dirty surface because the car is dirty now. And then we're going to wash the surface and we're going to reassess the hydrophobics after a good cleaning. And hopefully, cross our fingers, things are going well after just a year because they promise that C6 Hydro is a lifetime coating, right? So hopefully it's doing well. So let's jump right into that demo. All right, let's have a look at the hydrophobics on a dirty surface first. So let's spray the water. So very quick water sheeting, as you saw, very tight round water beads. That is great to see. So even on, it's not super dirty today, but even on a dirty surface, it's doing quite well. Now let's wash the surface with the Clean by Pan, the Organizer shampoo. So the most important criteria, as far as I'm concerned, for a quality car shampoo is the lubricity that it gives on the surface. So this acts as a buffer, right, between the paintwork and your microfiber wash mitt. So you want it to glide, and this is exactly what we're getting here. The scent is amazing, as those of you who have tried it know very well. And we can see that the coating is fighting the soap off. So that's already a very good indicator that we have a healthy ceramic coating because it's doing its job. So let's rinse that off and reassess the hydrophobic properties. So again, that very quick sheeting of the water, even more than before, now that the surface is clean, degreased, so the coating can do its job very well. Very round, very tight water beads. I see no difference compared to day one, so same performance, doing exceptionally well. Let's do that one more time. So look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Let me bring you in for a close-up. All right, let's have a look up close. So as you can tell, very tight, very round water beads. Very nice hydrophobic properties here. They look like little jewels. Yeah. And of course, the water slide off angle, very fast, very nice. That's beautiful. All right, now let's have a look at the windshield. So a glass surface. Let's start with a dirty surface first. So very quick sheeting, tight round water beads. I mean, it even feels as if it doesn't need any cleaning, but let's go ahead and still wash that. So people often ask the hydro coating, for example, or even the Clean by Pan coatings, right? You can apply on multi-surfaces, so exterior plastics, lights, tail lights, of course, the paintwork, your wheels, glass surfaces, so on and so forth. So why have a glass-specific ceramic coating like the C6 Hydro Glass? Well, guys, because when you get coatings that are specifically formulated for the surface they're being applied to, they're usually, and this is a generalization, but they usually perform better and last longer on that surface. But the counterpart or the counterside to that is that you're obviously spending more money because you're buying more coatings. So can you apply just one versatile coating to the exterior surfaces? For the coatings, by the way, that can be applied to many surfaces? Yes, but usually what we see is surface-specific coatings perform even better on that surface, but the cost goes up, right? Because you got to buy more bottles. Plastic coating, glass coating, paint coating, so it's up to you to decide what you value, but we're not expecting a glass coating or the hydro to last as long on normal glass as it does on the paintwork, not even the hydro glass, because don't forget there's friction with the wiper blades, right? So in my case, I'm used to having glass coatings, so I manage my wiper use. But if you're someone that uses the wipers all the time, don't forget that that mechanical abrasion will wear off even the best glass coating, so keep that in mind. The purpose of having a glass coating is to evacuate all that water quickly so you have better clarity and visibility when you're driving in inclement weather. So let's rinse that off. Yeah, very quick sheeting, tight round water droplets. Look how quick that evacuation is. Fantastic. This one too hasn't really seen a performance degradation. Again, keep in mind, this is a low mileage vehicle, so roughly 6,500 kilometers in the year. And I manage my wiper use so I don't overuse them. I let the coating do its job, right? But yeah, in perfect condition. So for 10 or 11 months in the case of the glass coating, right? So a year for the coating on the paint, but about 10 to 11 months because it launched later, the C6 Hydro Glass. It's doing fantastically well. So let me do the hydrophobics one more time, bring you in for a close-up. That is beautiful. All right, so watch it from this angle. And there you go. Look at that. There's not a lot of water left on the surface, so just that sliding angle of the water. So imagine when you're driving with the force of the air, it blows all the water droplets off. You have very clear visibility. That's the advantage of having a coating on your glass. All right, so for a vertical panel now, we're going to have a look at the performance on the door itself. So let's start with the dirty surface. All right, so on the top portion, good water beading, not super round or tight at this point, a bit oblong, still good performance though. But of course this is on a dirty surface, and I can see here in the bottom there seems to be either residual road salts, because we're still in April, we're not quite out of the snow period yet here in Montreal, or a bit of road film as well. So we're going to start with the pH neutral shampoo because it has a lot of that degreasing capability. We're going to rinse off, we're going to reassess. If the hydrophobics are back, fantastic. But sometimes you think that the coating is dead, but maybe it's just because, again, you have that road film. So you can use something like the Clean by Pan, the alkaline shampoo, or the Clean by Pan acidic shampoo if there's mineral deposits or lime scale buildup. So we have different soaps that can tackle different things, but let's start with the cleaning the surface first. All right, so let's load up the mitt. And again, tons of lubrication with a Clean by Pan the Organizer shampoo. Smells amazing. If you guys haven't tried it yet, you absolutely have to. So here, what I'm seeing is that the coating is fighting the soap off, right? So that's always good to see. We applied it on the plastic trim, so we're going to clean that as well. So flip the mitt to a cleaner side, and we can make sure. So the mechanical action of the mitt itself helps to usually unclog the majority of coatings, right? Paired with proper lubrication, which the soap is there for. And then reassess. So you always start in detailing with the less aggressive methods first, and then you move to more specialized items if you see that this is not enough. So let's rinse this off now and see if this alone has restored the hydrophobic properties. And sure enough, it did. So again, when I was saying that the Clean by Pan shampoo on its own has such good cleaning and degreasing powers, I think we see this here. So now we're back to very tight, very round water beading. The droplets are quick to evacuate. The water is quick to shed off. So is it still the same performance on a vertical panel as day one? I'd say there's maybe a slight loss in the hydrophobics, but not much. Like we're still probably over 95% at this point. If we have another look. So when I let go of the trigger, it is very quick to sheet off. So hopefully you can tell on camera. It is very, especially on this top portion, fantastic. There's no contamination here because a few weeks ago I used the Clean by Pan clay towel, so you can use it with proper lubrication on a coated surface. It will not damage it because the Clean by Pan clay towel does not have any abrasives, right? It's a synthetic perforated decontamination towel, so no abrasives compared to traditional clay bars. Those you don't want to use on a coating because those are abrasive and can damage the coating. So fully deconned, there was nothing in the paint, and now we can tell once it's properly cleaned, we restored the hydrophobic. So let me bring you in closer. All right, let's have a look one more time. So you can see how quickly those droplets are falling off. Fantastic coating, even on the lower portion. So the water is sticking just ever so slightly. That's why I say like maybe 95, 96 of its original performance, but this is still way better than many coatings on the market after a year. So it's basically like new. So will it last many years? At this point, I have no doubt. If you do a proper maintenance, you wash your car regularly. I mean, look at that. This is beautiful. See, on a clean surface compared to when it's dirty, that's when you don't get the full performance, right? That's why it's important to maintain so the coating can do its job. Now, how is it on the plastic trim? This is where, if I'm looking at this, there's no more hydrophobics. This was to be expected because on plastics, especially these ones on the lower portion, they get the brunt of what's on the road. So there's that abrasion from the dirt. But also this is not a plastic specific coating. And even on those, coatings typically last 1 to 2 years max. So this is not abnormal. But at this point, yeah, there's almost little to no hydrophobics on there. But on the paintwork, fantastically well. And as you saw, the glass coating on the glass works amazing. On the side glass, we have the hydro that was on the paint though, so not the hydro glass. And on the glass surface, on the sides, absolutely no problem. And we haven't cleaned this glass yet. But even here, you can tell, very tight, very round water beads. So fantastic performance. I was expecting nothing less from C6. What do you guys think? For those who experienced either C6 Hydro or C6 Hydro Light, drop a comment in the comment section. All right, guys. So what did you think of the performance of the C6 Hydro ceramic coating? It is doing fantastically well, almost like day one, honestly. So we're a year later on the paint, and we have the C6 Hydro glass on the windshield itself. So this coating has been there for 10 to 11 months at this point, because this was released a little later compared to the C6 Hydro, but both are doing super well. I can't say enough good things about them. Again, we use the Clean by Pan, the organizer shampoo. So very simple. When people ask me for regular maintenance, what do you do? A good pH neutral shampoo with good degreasing capabilities. This one here is fantastic for that. This is what I mainly use, obviously, to maintain my cars with. I absolutely love it. You're going to enjoy the experience. And then, like we said, every now and then, iron remover, every 2 to 3 months, perfectly fine. If you need a water spot remover to remove water spots, perfectly fine on coatings as well. This will not damage your coating. If you use a synthetic perforated decontamination towel, like the Clean by Pan clay towel, that has no abrasive. So paired with proper lubrication, you can use the shampoo diluted in a spray bottle as a clay lubricant or a dedicated clay lube as you want. As long as you have enough lubrication on the surface, there's going to be no marring, and you can decontaminate whatever's left inside the clear coat because, well, on the clear, there's a lot of that contamination that embeds itself in there. So an iron remover alone only takes care of brake dust, not the rest of the embedded contamination. Now, also the C6 Hydro, the coating technically doesn't need any toppers, but like myself, sometimes we like to add a bit of gloss, a bit of slickness. We want to use a drying aid. If you're using a microfiber drying towel, have a drying aid, which is a quick detailer or drying lubricant that acts as a buffer between your drying towel and the paint. That way you're reducing marring chances when you're towel drying your vehicle, right? So for that purpose, C6 Ceramics, they've developed the Mist. So this is basically a quick detailer rinse aid. It's not meant for long-term protection. So this is to basically act again as that drying aid, the buffer between the towel and the paintwork. And also it's going to give you a bit of gloss, a bit of slickness. It smells awesome. A few mists of this per panel. Dry with a drying towel, move to the next panel, and you're good to go. If you want something longer term, especially if you have a coating that requires a ceramic spray sealant, for example, every 2 to 3 months, definitely I recommend this guy. The ones who have tried it, you guys know. So this is the Clean by Pan, the Organizer Ceramic Spray Sealant. So on its own, if you use it on dry paint, that's the most durability. You can get upwards of 6 months of protection, all the way up to 12 months, depending on the conditions, right? The application, the weather, the maintenance, and all that kind of stuff. But you can also use it on wet as a spray-on rinse-off sealant for a few months of protection, or as a drying aid. Of course, you're diluting the product when you're using it on water, so don't expect super long durability. But what you're getting with this is ease of application, gloss, slickness, hydrophobic properties, very good resistance to chemicals. There's so many videos on it. Check it out. This is one of the favorite products in the lineup by you guys, my viewers, along with the Pan, the Organizer ceramic coatings, right? And the shampoo as well. You guys made the whole Clean by Pan thing a success, so I thank you for that, by the way. Yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for the support. So again, C6 Hydro glass, don't quote me on it, but if memory serves me well, this is close to 125 USD. Again, links in the description to all this stuff. The Hydro, 300 USD, but the one that you guys can buy is the Hydro Light. So same type of performance. Visually, they're identical. You cannot tell the difference between the Hydro and Hydro Light. By the way, the hydrophobics, everything else is identical. So one is for pro installs that are certified for C6 ceramics, and this one the public can purchase. We're looking at 300 USD price point. I know it's on the more expensive side. However, they are worth every single penny because the performance is there. Now, for those who like the attributes, that they want a very good ceramic coating, you want that gloss, that slickness, you want excellent hydrophobics, you want the ease of application, you like the 1 hour of curing time instead of 24 hours like many or most ceramic coatings on the market at this point. But you have a smaller budget and you want something that costs less. Well, the alternative is the Clean by Pan, the Organizer ceramic coatings. And these guys, I call them the crown jewels of my lineup because they're that amazing. So you have the 3-year coating here and you have the 8-year ceramic coating. Both have ridiculous hydrophobic properties. Again, watch the independent reviews on them. You don't even have to take my word for it, but they're exceptional. So the 3-year coating is 100 USD and the 8-year coating is 150 USD. And these again can compete with coatings that are $300, $400, $500. Top tier stuff for sure. Developed to meet my own standards, and they're doing exceptionally well. Even in the Canadian winters, you're gonna have all the updates. I already have many updates on this, but you're gonna see the performance over time, right? And yeah, they're just so easy to use. Only 1 hour of curing time. No toppers needed. Although if you do want to use a topper, you can have the Clean by Pan ceramic spray sealant that you can apply every other month or so, or whenever you want to use it as a drying aid on wet surfaces. By the way, you can use this every week, no problem. And I'm also developing a ceramic quick detailer, so stay tuned for that early spring for the launch. But yeah, these guys are exceptional ceramic coatings. So for the bang for buck, I think they're unbeatable on the market, in my opinion. So guys, again, I'll leave the links to all this stuff in the description. How do you think it's doing? If you guys have any experience with the Hydro and Hydro Light coatings, from C6 Ceramics and the Hydro Glass coating by C6 Ceramics? Let me know. Drop comments in the comment section. My viewers always like to read other people's opinions and their experience in real world conditions. So I appreciate you guys for watching. In the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you all on the next one.